Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is part 8 of Intervention. Enjoy. You sighed and picked up your bag and then slung it over one shoulder. Okay, are we going or not? You asked the back of Hawks as he stood there, still locking eyes with Dabi. Remember what I said? Dabi whispered to Hawks. Lay a finger on her and you're as good as dead. Okay. Hawks replied with a smirk and his hands raised. But you need to grow a pair of balls to match your supposed long dick, he added. Or else someone else might. Hawks, are you done chatting with your boyfriend? You asked dryly, interrupting their whispered conversation. You could hear a terse, hushed conversation going on between the pair, but couldn't hear it properly, so couldn't tell what was going on. They seemed to be really into it, though. Coming, bestie, Hawks said over his shoulder in a very bright tone, unlike the one he had just been using while whispering with Dabi. Anyways, honey, gotta go now. Yeah, get lost, Dabi replied, crossing his arms across his chest. You too, Yin. Piss off. You could read Dabi like an open book. His body was in a closed position, but there was a little bit of hurt in his voice. He didn't want you to go. Hawks walked over to you, and you walked back to Dabi and threw your arms around his neck to give him a warm hug. Thank you, you whispered into his scar-laced neck, for looking after me. Whatever, Dabi said in a low voice. If that prick-ass brain cell with feathers isn't treating you well, come straight back here or call me on your new phone. Yeah, got it, you said with a small smile as you stepped back and gave him one last warm look before leaving with Hawks. Dabi waited till you had left before turning and punching a hole straight through his bedroom wall. Hawks was on cloud 9 escorting you back to his house. He was going to have you all to himself, but Dabi's warning kept ringing in the back of his mind. Yeah, but what if she makes a move on me, though? He wondered, giving you a side glance as you walked side by side down the back streets. He had taken your bag to carry and adjusted it slightly over his shoulder. I can carry it if you want, you commented out of the blue. What, as light as a feather bag? He asked, letting go of it to show that he had his feathers carrying it for him. You looked and chuckled. You're still the same as ever, Hawks. You shook your head. You haven't changed. Well, that was good to hear, he replied with a grin. Well, what about you? What happened to that confident Yin I knew back at training? She died, you replied softly. Truth be told, I've never been confident. Ah, but you never saw yourself through my eyes now, did you? He asked slyly. You looked at him curiously. It had never occurred to you that others may have seen you as confident even when you didn't, and your look goaded him to continue. Yep, he strained as he stretched his arms up above his head and pushed his wings out to stretch them. You've always had that X factor. What do you mean? You asked curiously. Well, you were always good at taking class tutorials, getting up the front of the big guns and showing your leadership skills. Yeah, but that's different, you replied glumly. Different? Different to what? Confidence is confidence. You don't need to be confident in every area of your life and self to be considered as confident, Hawk said with a gentle smile. Yeah, but I'm not confident in how I look. Yeah, but just because you don't like how you look doesn't mean that everyone else doesn't like how you look, Hawk said confidently. Like last week, when we were at the fan event and that little girl with the burns down one arm came up to you and asked to get a picture with you because you were her favourite hero. She was shaking like a leaf, the poor little thing. But she was still determined to meet you and get a picture with you because she loves you and how you look. Do you remember what she said to you? You nodded. Yeah, she said she doesn't hide her burns on her arms anymore because I have marks and I don't hide them. Exactly, Hawks replied happily. You didn't reply. You just let that sink in. I can give plenty of other examples. Would you like me to continue? He asked with a smirk, still with arms tucked up behind his head. No, you said softly. He had given you enough of an example for you to think over. The rest of the walk to Hawks's place was silent, and he opened his front door like he was opening some kind of grand establishment. Welcome to the most humble of humble homes, he said brightly with a wide gesture accompanied by one wing spread out, copying his arm motion. You huffed through your nostrils with amusement and stepped into the house with him following you. I'll show you to your room, he said happily, taking the lead and walking down the hall with you in tow. He presented you to a very nice room that had a bathroom ensuite attaching the two rooms, with his, which was right next to yours. We both use this bathroom, so remember to keep my side of the door unlocked while you're in here so I can come in, he joked with a grin, earning himself a kick in the side from you. You're extremely hilarious, but no, I'll be locking both side doors just in case you get funny ideas and come in from my side, you replied, crossing your arms with a smirk. You're no fun, he pouted playfully. You looked at the bathroom bench and noticed that there was 2 of everything there. Yeah, that's right, Hawks said when he saw you looking. I bought you everything you'll need for your stay here. It's kind of you commented, a little surprised that he had gone out of his way that much to make you feel at home. Anything for you, Yin, he said gently, his golden eyes softening when he looked at you. You cleared your throat and looked away, dropping your arms to your side and looking back out to your room. I'll go and get my things unpacked and, I bought more of your clothes from your place too, Hawks added. I'll bring them in. Oh, okay, thanks, you replied, walking out of the room with him following again. Hawks brought your extra bag of clothes in and then left you for a bit to sort your things out, and you closed your bedroom door and lay down on the bed. You were a little overwhelmed by everything at that point, having the attentions of both your childhood/academy friends, as well as dealing with your confidence issues and what to do about your ex, just everything. Dabi's voice came floating back into your mind as you lay there and you sighed heavily. Throw away the phone, you heard him saying, his turquoise eyes burning into your mind's eye. I guess it's the only way I'm going to move forwards, you thought as your stomach twisted with uncertainty. You pulled yourself up into a ball on the bed and tucked your head in. Life was just too much at that moment. Outside your door, Hawks waited and listened with his feathers. He could tell you were overwhelmed and he wanted to give you some space, but he also wanted to give you a big hug and tell you everything was going to be okay, as well as how much he liked you. Aw, a cute chapter. Part 9 is coming tomorrow, so don't miss it. I'll see you then.